So hey Lawn Care Nation, today we're going to do a fun little project on my lawn care business work truck. So let's go check it out. This is my 2005 GMC Sierra 2500 HD. And being an older truck, it doesn't have all of the cool and modern conveniences that new trucks have. So one of the cool things that I noticed in a lot of new vehicles when I was thinking about potentially replacing this truck last year, a lot of new vehicles come with wireless chargers. So I thought that would be a really cool upgrade to add to your existing older lawn care work truck, or even newer lawn care work truck if you don't have a wireless charger capability already built in from the factory. So lucky for us truck lovers in the lawn care industry, Boost Auto Parts makes a bunch of retrofit kits for many different model years and makes of pickup truck. So before we get into it, I want to thank Boost Auto Parts for sending me this wireless charger retrofit kit for my pickup truck to be able to check out and review and share with you guys. I'll leave a link down below in the video description where you guys can follow and check out this kit that they sent me for this particular truck, but it also lets you put in your truck's information, the year, make, and model, and see what very cool accessories they have available for your particular pickup truck. So the kit that they sent me here is very cool. As I mentioned, it's the same as the factory rubber tray that sits in that console. And again, like I said, it's designed to fit exactly inside here and look like it's an OEM factory wireless charger that was built into the truck. So very, very cool. Now installation for this particular unit is very, very simple. You can see it just has a wireless connector or a wired connector there on the back, and they include a wiring harness. And what makes this very cool is that you don't need to splice any wires or cut any wires or do any soldering or anything like that. One end of this cable connects directly to that wireless charger retrofit kit, and the other side of this very long fused cable, I believe it's about 6 feet long, this cable, is designed to simply plug in to the back of one of your already existing accessory plugs. So basically on the back of your accessory plugs, you would unplug the factory wiring, plug the back of this wiring kit to it, and then plug that factory wire into the back of this harness. So essentially you're left with then a wireless charging pad, but you also retain power to that existing accessory plug. So super easy installation, just a few little holes to drill. So let's get into the installation of this. Okay, so coming from the back seat area here, so we already know we're going to be installing that charger kit up here in the center console, and we're going to be tapping into the accessory plug that is right up here that you can see there. So you can see it's very convenient. So we're just gonna have to pop out this rear entertainment radio system here that just pops out, so we can access the back of that accessory plug, and then we'll be able to feed the wires through the console and then up through the lid. Okay, so the first step for me in this particular installation, again, will be to remove this rubber insert here that I just had out. Let's pull it from the sides, pull it out, and then we have this now exposed here. Next, I'm going to take off this rubber cover off of the wireless charger, and that'll expose our screw mounting holes that we'll need to drill and screw. But the first thing we're going to need to do for this particular unit as well is we're going to have to drill a hole here to pass this wire through, and of course as well remove the underside of this console lid door. So let's start with that. So you can see our lid here and see how that just separates and provides lots of room and lots of access to put those wires through. So next we're going to have to figure out where we want to drill our hole here to pass the wires through, as well as on the bottom side here another hole there to pass the wire through to the back of the center console. So there'll be a little bit of the harness showing, sticking out through here. So before we get started with the drilling, just a quick look at the harness here. So you can see the one end there that plugs into the back of the wireless charger. And then on the opposite end, we have a fuse right there, and then the actual plug itself. So you unplug your factory wire off of the accessory cable. This plug here, this gray plug here, is going to plug into that accessory cable, and then that factory wire harness is going to plug into this area here. So that's going to provide power to the wireless charger, but also back to that accessory plug. So very, very simple in terms of the installation of that part of it. Okay, so next I'm going to find a suitable location to drill a hole to pass the wire through on the lid. As you can see on the back of the lid, it's pretty much dead center there, right at the top portion of where this is going to sit. Okay, so we've got our hole drilled there, right in the center. Next, we need to drill a hole to get the wire from the back part of the console up through this area here. And they suggest on my particular truck to drill that hole right in here where this little divot is for accessing the screw here. So we'll drill a hole right back here. Next up, now that that's done, we have to drill another corresponding hole on the bottom side of this console cover, so that when the wire passes out through here, it then feeds up into the lid portion of the console. So figure out where that kind of lines up, and I know exactly where I want to be able to drill that there. So the next step is to mount the actual charger to the center console with the 4 screws that are supplied in these screw holes there. And you can see the 3-coil charger element there. So we just need to feed our cable through. Okay, so now moving to the back of the console, the next step in this particular installation is to pop out the rear radio entertainment system. I'm just going to use a flathead screwdriver for that. There's just some clips that release. And that pops out there. So first things first, I'm going to try to feed that cable through. So next I'm going to disconnect the back of the accessory cable. So there's the back of the wire there. So this is going to plug into the back of our harness here. Just like that. And then this end is going to plug back in to the back of the accessory cable where that came from. just like that. So you can see the harness there plugged into the back of the accessory cable, and then pigtails over to the actual factory wiring. And now we have the wiring fed all up through and coming out of our hole there. Now we just got to take this end and feed it through the bottom side of the console lid. Okay, so you can see our wire coming out through the back of the console, through the hole we drilled there, and then feeding up through a hole that we drilled into the bottom of the console lid, which then comes out to the underneath portion here. So we can now connect these two together, make our connection there. And you can see we've got some lights shining already, so that's a good sign. So the next step is to put the screws all back that we removed from that console lid. Now we just take our rubber mat. It's got these little feet that fit directly into where those screw holes were, and we can press that down. So the last step here is to just clean up these wires here, try to coil them up, and then tuck them in the back there, and then put our radio back in. Okay, so all done. So all that we have left to do is just test it all out. So I'm going to take my old phone charger here, and first things first, I'm just going to plug it into the accessory and make sure this lights up. So you can see we're still getting full power to that accessory plug in the back that we pigtailed off of. Okay, so there is the finished installation. You can see it's very clean looking install. Looks like an OEM piece that's sitting there from the factory. Just the fit and finish of it is fantastic, completely replacing that original little rubber tray that we have sitting out there. When we pop the console open, you can see the only indication, of course, is just that little piece of wiring harness that runs through the two holes that we drilled. So very cool. You can see a red LED light that's indicating that power is available to the charging mat, because it's got a couple of different options there with a toggle switch, but right there right now with the red is showing that it's powered on. If we throw our phone on there, a second LED here should turn on blue, showing you that your phone is charging. So let's try that out. And there you go, it is charging. If we take the phone off, then it goes back to the red. Now I did mention that there's some options there. So there's a button here where you can select if you don't want that red light constantly showing that there's power. You can toggle and just press it once, and now it should only turn on the blue LED when you have your phone on there, but it won't show you that the power's on. So let's try that. Yeah, so there you go. So we get the blue light showing that we're charging, but when we take it off, you don't constantly have the red power light on. So I think I prefer that method, just so it's always there, it's always available. But when you're not using the vehicle, it's parked at night, you don't constantly have that red light showing. And then of course you can also just press the button and hold it, and that you saw that little flash there, the red light flashing. So that's completely powering it off. So if you're worried about it drawing battery power or anything like that, now if we put the phone on, it should do nothing, because now there is no power to the mat. So three very useful options there to use with your phone, and we'll press it back on. Light flashes red, so we should have power now, I think. Yep, so we're back to power on and charging when we need to without the red light on there. Then we're switching to having the red power indicator light on at all times, showing that the mat is charged up. And phone starts charging again. So there you have it, Lawn Care Nation. Just a super cool and easy way to add a modern touch to your older or even newer lawn care vehicle that may not have wireless charging built in. Just reduces the clutter and reduces having to fiddle around with wires every time you get in and out of the truck to plug in your phone. Stay tuned to the channel as I use this unit throughout the 2022 lawn care season, and I'll keep you guys updated on how I like it and how well it's working out for me. Make sure you check out the link in the description to head on over to Boost Auto Parts website. They've got, like I said, a ton of really cool products, including these wireless charger retrofit kits for all sorts of years, makes, and models of different pickup trucks. Amongst some other very cool accessories that they have available. So make sure you check them out there. So that's it for this one, guys. Here's to wishing you guys all overwhelming success and freedom in your lawn care business. Bye for now.